We're gonna start
laughing
just laughing.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the But What Do We Know podcast. I can't fucking talk, but I'm joined with my fellow co-hosts, Sam.
Hello.
Antonio.
Hi.
Sean, who's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the background there.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, I'm here, yep.
And we have a new co-host today. His name's Tim, and he's white as well.
Yeah.
And Jonah is still at work. He never got off of work, so yeah, he pray for him. I don't know what's gonna happen to him. He's probably gonna die or something.
Alec?
And yeah, Alex kind of like in the middle of a date with Antonio's sister right now, so we'll keep you updated on that. He might join late, and he might just catch a lot of shit for it, so that might be half the podcast.
That's my sister.
Sean, you want to stop moaning?
I'm laughing, and I'm trying not to laugh. It sounds fucking gay. Oh, man.
Alright, so it's been a week since the last podcast. So, how was everyone's week?
Interesting.
I was asleep.
I don't remember.
I blacked out every night.
Kind of sucked about as much as every week.
Yes, Sam needs to go to the hospital.
No, the other thing, some depressing songs.
The only thing I remember from this week was I was in psych class, and it's a lecture with like 250 people, and somebody's phone was blaring that moaning meme really loud by accident in the middle of class.
Oh no!
And our teacher's like 80 years old. He's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Somebody watching porn.
I mean, I get you want to just mess around during class, but you just go watch porn, just go to the bathroom or something. I was like, all right.
So you stand up and immediately go to the bathroom.
The kid stands up. No, that's about it for my week, really.
Yeah, we had
eventful week. If that's
we had a kind of a strange night.
Tell us about it.
Not including Brady. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings last night.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
So we have this waiter that Sam and I have had before a couple times.
All right, hold on. Time out. Sean, what the fuck is your mic?
What are you talking
about? Are you
Sean,
blowing your nose when you're
Don't fucking...
Is that better? Is better?
Yeah, that's better.
It is
I literally just tucked it up on my ear, so I guess it's just too good.
Yes. If we can't hear you anymore, then it's perfect.
Yeah, just mute me.
What were you saying, Tim?
Alright, so we have this waiter. Sam and I have always had him. He's like, yeah, he's cool, dude. Apparently Antonio knows him. They've like failed out of class together.
No, we passed the class together. That's why we're such.
I don't know the difference.
Did you guys hold hands together while you passed that class?
Yeah, it was nice. It was kind of cute.
So I mean,
for
whatever.
Oh.
Oh fuck! Did you guys hear that? How can you hear that?
You're not sneaky, Sean. You're not a sneaky little shit.
I could hear you.
It was 3 M&Ms, okay?
I can literally hear every salivary gland functioning in your mouth right now.
I'm about to just set the computer like across the room and just huddle in the other corner and just look at the screen from here and talk.
And cry.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god. Alright, so what about this waiter?
Out of here. Alright.
Yeah, sorry.
So this dude comes up and it's like I'm talking like sad boy energy. I don't think any of us really got a warden for like a good 10 minutes. He kind of just like talked.
He was very sad. It was odd.
It was sad.
He's like, man, I'm going on 5 months with this girl, and I just don't know if I can do it. I love her, but like, hey, I don't love you that much. And then he just walked away without a word.
Was this the waiter that said that?
Yeah, and then he would be talking, say something super sad. Like, I think one time he was talking about like how his dad left, and then he's like, I'm just kidding. And he's like, but not really. And started like fake crying. And then said, oh, hey, what's that? And pointed at the wall. And when I turned, he walked away.
What the
I don't really know what's going on.
What the heck?
I do have a sneaky suspicion. Of course, I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but
I think he took your wallet, Sean.
Yeah, I think he did too. But
you lost your wallet?
That wasn't a suspicion. My suspicion here is drugs.
That's shit.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's
I kind of thought that from the start.
Yeah. but
He was definitely like
actually, I
loopy.
do have my wallet because it's somewhere in my house. I know that probably.
You sure you didn't
Probably.
leave it out on your 3 a.m. booty call?
Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was an event.
Tell us
That
about
was.
that.
All right. Wait, can you guys hear me all right with the mic? Because
Yeah,
up on
Sean.
my
Yeah,
ear.
with the M&M's
It
not
just feels like
blocking your voice.
It's in my
Okay.
mouth. That mic is in my mouth.
So yeah, guys.
All right. So, anywho, yeah, last night, get this text from this girl. I've been talking to. She's in Baltimore, right? Which is about a 50-minute drive from where I am.
All right.
She says, "Hey, come over." So I send the meme. It's like a GIF, like come over. My parents aren't home, and so I'm on my way there.
And this is at
it's-
like
it's
3
around-
a.m.
Yeah, this is like 1-ish or
Okay.
1:30ish right now. She's at some bar, and so like I go to meet her, plug it in. It's in Pasadena actually, which I guess is South Baltimore. Nonetheless, get there, and she had left to go drop her sister off. So I'm like waiting there. Finally, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll just go get like a hotel or something, because we can't go back to her apartment because her roommates are weird or something. So I go get this hotel, right? I called up a Days Inn. The lady says, yeah, we have a room open, but you have to be here before 3, otherwise I can't check you in. So I'm like, okay, so I'll get there before 3 then. I get there, and I walk in. It's the same lady standing at the counter. She says, "Hey, what can I do for you?" I said, "I just called a few minutes ago. I'd like a room." She says, "Okay, can I see your card and your ID?" Give her my card and my ID, and I look over on the counter, and there's a sign that says, "You must be 21 to rent a room."
Oh no.
Right? So I'm kind of I'm playing it cool. Well, most places it's 18, so I'm playing it cool, and she looks at my license. She says, "I'm sorry, I can't give you a room." And I kind of laughed, like, you're kidding, right? And I say to her, I say, "So, are you serious?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a policy. We can't give rooms to people under 21. Fucking Siri. And she says, "Yeah." She says, "Sorry, we can't give a room to anyone under 21." So I kind of looked at her for a second, and there were 2 people in line behind me, and obviously, this sort of event, you're going to be a little bit on edge. This is trying to get it in here. And
Anything for poo.
and I say to her, so what am I supposed to do? Just sleep in my car? Just wander the streets of Baltimore until sun comes up?
Oh gosh.
And she says, "I'm sorry, I don't know. I mean, you can try the Hampton Inn across the street." And I scoffed. I was like, "Wow, I guess you got to be 21 to sleep in Baltimore. Who knew?" And I walk out, and there's this black guy standing in line behind me. And he goes, "Man, it's fucked up, man. Like, you're telling me." And I walk out the door. Luckily, right, this girl that I'm seeing is 21. So she, I guess, goes to this other hotel, gets the room, and that meme of like the guy, and every time you see the meme, the guy's smaller and smaller. He's in like a tank top looking up at that lady. You know what I'm talking about?
Tyler won.
Is that what it is?
Tyler.
That's kind of what I felt like, because like she ended up getting the room, like she got everything taken care of, and I go in, and like she's older than me, and she's always like making little comments about that. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but all worked out in the end,
You still got it in?
Yeah, it was a
Mission
successful
accomplished.
night. Yep, we done it, boys.
Good job.
So yeah, it was pretty good. Didn't
Expensive
really
date.
Yeah. Well, apparently it was like $86 for that room, which explains it, because freaking they didn't have any soap in the bathroom.
I was gonna say that's really cheap.
Yeah, and
So what'd you
the
use?
remote was missing for the TV.
Nice.
Stolen.
There's one
Probably
Baltimore.
all over the bed, but that's kind of normal, I think.
Wait, there's what all over the bed?
Blood.
Wait,
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, but there's always blood on motel beds. That's just how it is. You gotta.
I
No,
don't think
that's
so,
not how
Sean.
it is, Sean.
It's a motel, guys. It's a motel. in Baltimore.
Wait. Was it your blood, Sean?
Probably.
Was it her blood?
There's
They-
needles just
probably
laying
were
underneath
beds.
the bed, and you just got stuck by some
Yeah,
crackhead's needle.
The mattress
That would
is filled with
explain-
needles.
That was playing this sharp pain in my back while I was trying to sleep.
I thought it was acupuncture.
They got a heroin problem there. You just accidentally get injected with some heroin.
I explain why I woke up like literally 20 minutes ago. I've been dead all day. It was wild.
It's probably 'cause you.
Nice.
You sure you
Sam.
have your wallet, or did she swipe it from you?
Huh?
You sure you have your wallet, or did she take it from you?
Oh, I have my wallet.
Give your
Yeah.
keys.
Has my Lindor truffle chocolatier card in there.
Is that it?
Okay, you're all set then.
Yes, that's what my wallet carries. That's it. That and 3 ones.
Sounds like a perfect wallet for me.
I have
Biggest-
two $2 bills and my chastity commitment card in my wallet. Okay.
I have all the
Antonio?
money that Sean gave me.
Well,
I have-
oh, go ahead, Sam.
I was just gonna say that I have a nickel and like a B-Dubs card with 4 cents on it.
Pretty good, honestly.
Oh, you're doing
I mean,
one.
I don't really need anything other than the chocolatier card. That's like a get out of jail free card for everything. Like if you go up, if there's some sort of event happens, right? They ask for an ID. They say, oh, it's going to be $45, and you show them a freaking chocolatier card. They look at that and they go, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And you say, yeah, that's right. How about you kiss my boot? I don't need anything
bad,
else.
sir.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sean.
I've had people
But-
offer me their children. Like, here, this person can do your dishes. And I'm like, really? Because I believe that's your job, son.
And then they reply with "Okay, Daddy."
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yo, Sean. But like, really? What do you use a chocolatiers card for?
Oh, I get discount on my Lindor truffles.
Honestly, that's a good thing though, because those things like
Slap. They slap, yeah.
yeah, they're
They're
so
bomb.
good.
Yeah,
I
but
go-
like, when you're like at Walmart and you bring them up to the register, you have to show them your chocolatiers card.
No,
Yeah,
it
that looks
only,
badass.
it only actually works at a licensed Lindor truffle retailer.
So you're telling me that
Or
Walmart
not
is
retailer,
not
I
one of
mean
those?
dealer.
You know,
Is it
so
like a car
Walmart's
dealership?
Not licensed to sell Lindor truffles.
No, they have to be like a dealer, like you know
A
how
car
like, you
Oh,
can
dealership.
buy,
so it has to be illegal.
Are you talking about it
mean,
has to be a car dealership, but for
I'm
Lint
pretty sure
chocolates?
I know of one store that I can use it at. It's at that strip mall and what is that? What's the new one over? There's like a
outlets?
Nike. Yeah, the outlets.
Yeah.
There's a Lindor store. I went in there one time at like Easter, and she was like, "Hey, we're running a deal right now. 5 cents a truffle."
Oh damn.
So I was like, "Wow, you mind if I gain 60 pounds in your store right now?"
I'm gonna spend $1,000 on truffles, and I'm gonna eat them all at this moment.
Yeah, so I bought 100 of them, and
Holy-
she gave me a chocolatier card. She's like, "Congratulations, you leveled up."
Did she say that?
Sam, what do you mean
No.
holy? That literally cost him $5.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Guys,
Oh wait, no,
You
I,
guys
I
ever been on
thought
the,
that would cost 50, and I'm dumb.
I'm always packing Lindor truffles up in here, up in this bitch.
Packing that motherfucking heat.
They melt in my
Has ever been
pockets.
to the second floor of those outlets?
I-
Like
I-
up top?
I
I
haven't
didn't
been
know.
to those outlets, so
I didn't know there was a second floor.
Yeah, man. And it's
Oh
all
wait,
like
yes, I have.
it's like the ridiculous stores, like Fifth Avenue,
Yeah.
$100.
They
Yeah.
also have like
Banana
a
Republic.
So
The
people
food
actually
court-
buy that shit.
All right, so before we go just talking about Maryland for the next hour, I'm gonna like change the topic a little bit. This is gonna be like really random to what we've been talking about, but what are some of your guys' like most nostalgic games from like when you first started playing games?
Fallout 3.
Mario 64.
Oh wait, yeah.
I never
Time
played really any of the
Splitters too.
Mario games. If I'm gonna be
Neither did
honest, I played like
Mario
didn't
64 is the only one worth playing, really.
The first Mario game I played was Super Mario Sunshine, and it's still probably my favorite Mario game, and that's also a super nostalgic one.
My first one was like Super Paper Mario on like the Wii.
Super Paper Mario.
Yeah, that game was fun, but like I wasn't exposed to Mario until I was, past my prime.
Dog, I fucking grinded on that Wii Sports, Wii Boxing,
Sports.
dude.
Oh,
Wii
my
Resort.
Mine would probably have to be Super Mario 64, or probably number one would be Banjo-Tooie.
Dude.
Oh, I have Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, that one's
Yeah,
really...
I skipped Kazooie until it came out on the Xbox 360.
You
Like,
still
I never
play
played
that, Sean? I've seen you play that like not too
Yeah.
long ago.
Yeah, heck yeah, I do. I'm locked in the past, brother. I'm just a chocolatier looking to find a lost soul.
True.
To find a little angel.
It's like, I had like...
My
Sorry,
first,
go ahead.
my first game was like Time Splitters 2. I don't know if you guys ever played that game, but the game was like
I've
old
never even
golden.
heard of it.
It's like so rare that like they don't like if you the company who made it went under like 3 years after they made the game. They made a trilogy, and I guess nobody like really liked them. I don't know why, because the game was amazing.
Huh.
It was really unfortunate, but it had like the same like gunplay as like the GoldenEye games, and like Zero Dark 30 was pretty fun. It was just really like weird because you could be like a gingerbread man holding like shotguns and running around like
Fuck.
killing Santa Claus and stuff.
Is it snowing there now?
It is. It's snowing like a mother.
I can tell because
Told you, man.
y'all's
Like,
connection
sweet.
just went to shit.
It's ice here.
Big yikes.
What about Quap, the greatest game of all time?
Heard of Co-op?
You mean the one where you had to push the buttons to move the guy's legs?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, the computer game.
Wow.
Yes.
UWOP.
Dude, I got to like
Those are the
1.5 meters
controls.
on that and I quit. I could never do that game.
I spent like 6 days straight playing it until I beat it.
You can beat it.
Oh,
Until I beat the first level.
Oh wait, shoot! I forgot to say. For the nostalgic games, did you guys play Sly Cooper for the PlayStation?
Sly
Sly
Cooper,
Cooper,
no.
I had
Oh,
this
dude.
kid. You know how like when you're a kid, you have like fake friends that your parents force onto you.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
I
Like
had,
Antonio.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
yeah, I had one that would come over here and he always brought that and we used to play, but I didn't like
His name
it. too
Alec?
much. He was-
The only one I owned
This is
was
Alec.
the only Sly Cooper game I owned was the third one, and it was called Honor Among Thieves, and it was awesome.
Dude, that game was so good.
And actually, I know that Alec had all three of them, and he went back and played them, I think, like last year.
Typical Alec move.
Wait, that reminds me, Sean, the thing you're talking about with that friend that was forced upon you.
Yeah.
I had one of those when I was younger because of, I think, preschool. I don't remember. And that kid was pretty cool, to say the least. He was the only friend I had until like elementary school because nobody liked me. Nobody
Yeah,
likes
I
me
didn't
still.
You were too chungus.
I
Yeah.
honestly had 0 friends my own age until 7th grade.
Well, you also had two older brothers.
Mean.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
in the
I just
third
moved
grade.
off my older brother's friends.
That's what I had.
Sean, you mean you
Dude,
don't remember when we would
so-
talk smack about the younger kids?
Oh yeah, that was great. I mean, I had friends in school, but like never hung out outside of school.
The only person I ever really hung out like outside of school in elementary school was like Alec
Same. And or
and
Brady.
Kevin.
Yeah.
The
Tim.
only one of you people I knew in elementary school was Tim, and I just like,
Yeah, unfortunately.
You guys.
we
Oh,
ended up
from,
playing
is it
together.
from
We were
hockey?
terrible.
yeah, Tim and I. Tim,
Terrible.
remember we did the hockey camp at Frederick. That
Yeah,
was,
I remember that all right. We had a lot of head asses around us.
yeah, because there was Garrett and Connor, and I don't know if that kid's still alive.
I don't know either. He like disappeared off the earth.
Yeah,
He wasn't really that good at hockey, so I don't really think he went anywhere.
What was his name?
Connor.
Connor. I don't think that's a very generic name at all.
Yeah, was his name like Alfonso or something? You guys are just trying to hide it by giving him an alias?
Well, that's what he told us, so maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
Do you remember that kid, like freshman year? What was his name? Like Danny something.
Oh yeah.
No, don't even bring the kid up.
He
one that
played
we still
hockey
played with for a
us.
while.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
He
That
moved
Danny.
to Canada.
Canada.
Yeah,
They've been with him playing since he was like 4. He's terrible.
Did he have something wrong with him?
He got mad at me because I got team captain over him.
He got mad at me because I don't know. He was just one of those kids that would get mad at you.
There was a lot of those people.
He was always trying to be my friend. He was always one of those people that like I didn't like, and like I knew other people didn't like because he was kind of an ass. And then for some reason he was always super nice to me and try to be my friend.
Yeah, that's how it was for me too. I was like,
yeah.
He was a huge ass to me.
I don't know you.
Yeah,
Go away.
Dude, he's like one of those kids that was trying to get in the popular crew with you, Sean. Yeah.
Popular crew.
Dude, you were a football player. You were cool.
Okay, well, to be fair, so was Alec, and he wasn't.
Yeah, well, Alex, yeah.
You know you're a loser when you play football and you're still, like, not popular.
It's probably the square head.
Yeah, it's probably the haircut, not gonna lie.
Just probably because he hung out with us.
School that won state championships.
It's probably because they saw he hung out with, like, fucking me, Kevin, Sam.
Oh my god. It's probably because of Kevin. It's just Kevin.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Actually, it's kind of funny because I think, if you guys think I was popular because I just didn't, hang out with you guys all the time. And then the football team and everything, it's not like I ever hung out with them. I was never really in tight with them. So I was kind of just in between. So everyone thought I was friends with these other groups, but actually I just had no friends.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to go cry.
I feel that.
Wait, what was that, Tim?
You hang out with Thad sometimes.
Yeah, I would hang out with Thad. I mean,
Occasionally.
that was a little bit of a what do you call it? A stretch, I'd say. It's a little a fib, I think you call it.
A fib?
Oh.
Fib.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So you guys had like a little fling, but it wasn't a whole relationship?
No, I don't think that's what fib means.
A fib means a lot.
Sam doesn't know much about English vocabulary.
Yeah, I only know 2 words.
Yeah,
I can tell you never played Quap.
So this wasn't really like a forced friend I had, but I remember in like kindergarten or first grade, there was this kid that like, oh man, he was like cool. Like I wasn't not friends with him, but one time I like saw him in the parking lot when I was getting picked up from school. I saw him walking by and I leaned out my window and I said, "Oh, hey, just so you know, you're not invited to my birthday party." And the reasoning was because I didn't want him to show up. Like, because if he wasn't invited, I didn't want him like to just be there, because then we would have had an unaccounted for person, because all the people got goodie bags and all that.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Oh, well, you weren't invited. But so I'm pretty sure
I want a goodie bag.
For some reason that like didn't like hit me as being a bad thing to do, but then I'm pretty sure every year until I stopped having birthday parties, I invited him because like
you felt bad.
I was a dick. I don't know why I did that. Granted, I was like
Was it
5.
Kevin?
You're 5. By the way, you're not invited to my birthday party.
You're not invited to my birthday party, rah! Mom, Antonio said I'm not allowed to go.
Does anyone remember in 4th grade, in like one of the classes, we would just like write stories all the time, and
Yo,
like
I
Rebecca
remember that. Yes.
a bunch of people over that
Yeah, I remember
contributed.
that. That was
I remember
so.
Sam. I
That
remember
was
you
fun.
were there. That was
Yeah.
like kind of.
What?
It was,
Is
it
this
was
something
weird.
else that I wasn't invited to?
That was like the weirdest group of people ever.
I felt good.
Wait, I don't. I'm starting to feel like you guys had different childhoods than me.
Sean, you kind of just like sat
Sean-
around with
Sean,
a
you spent
cast
half your
on 100%
childhood
of
in the
time.
fucking boot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember back in Urbana days, like we were supposed to play with each other, and we didn't because you were always injured.
I played up because I was a fatty.
Yeah, you were a fatty, weren't you?
Yeah, I was always playing. Yeah, I was always
Dude,
I
you
was
just
always
blame
on
the injuries.
the team, the age up,
Ow.
Yeah, I never played. So yeah, playing with the older kids. I played like with the same age group up until I think 8th grade. I played back then, and I was real pissed off about it. Because one, that team
Dude.
sucked, and two, like I was significant. I was like, I felt like I shouldn't have been on that team.
Which one was that?
That was when you were. That was for youth varsity at Linganore.
Were you on my team then?
No, I played back that year, and I remember I came and I started to practice with you guys, and in like the first practice, in like the first like 10 minutes, I'd like completely leveled one of your running backs, and I felt I felt terrible, but I was also like super pissed off then.
That was the year I tore my ACL.
Shocker.
Oh boy.
Just kidding. I love you.
Yeah.
That's where it all went downhill.
Yeah.
Sean's prime ended.
Until of course I got my chocolatier card. I think you guys keep forgetting about that.
It's
I need
true.
to show
It's
some damn
true.
respect. I need to show some damn respect.
Oh my god.
I mean nothing but, sir.
Oh my
Respect it.
Who just did that?
Sean.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we already established his mic can hear everything.
God damn. That was literally
Yo,
like
Sean, tell us
6
about
feet
your
away.
strategy with that Damascus guy.
Huh?
Tell us about, you told like Antonio and I, like your thing when you play football, you would just stare the other person down knowing
Oh
you're going to
yeah,
beat
yeah,
them.
yeah. Yeah, so I was a lineman, and when I get into my 3-point stance, I would always look the person straight in the eyes, right? Like dead in the eyes, and they'd always look away. And the minute they looked away, I knew that my confidence was greater than theirs, and I had already mentally beaten them, and it made it much easier to beat them after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mind
So-
games.
Exactly. So I do that all the time, every single game. And I'll not to yank my own whistle, but
Wait.
yeah, I just
Sean, you're doing that on stream.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't. I don't think I was too bad, and I put most of my credit towards that. That is until I was in 7th grade, and I was playing up on the varsity team, the 8th grade varsity, and we played Damascus. This team, when I was in 7th grade, that was the team. I was the only 7th grader on that team. Everyone else, it was like Jack Staub,
Hey.
Dante, whatever his name is, Dante.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. There's all the guys that ended up, everybody knows. We were actually we were going to states that year, and I remember I kept doing that, looking guys in the eye, and they always look away, and I'd always win. Well, we would end up playing Damascus one year, and I get down to my 3-point stance. First of all, before I line up, I'm looking at the guy in front of me. He's like the same height as me, same weight, everything, like same hairstyle, right? It was whack.
You.
It was wild, right? So we get down a 3-point stance. His stance, perfect. My stance, perfect. We look at each other, right? I look into his eyes. He looks up, looks dead back into my eyes.
Oh,
We're
man.
just locked. It was like the most incredible thing of all time. You could feel the power getting ready to explode. that game, it was just back and forth, neck and neck. We were just, I'd win one, he'd win one.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Well, I never knew who that kid was up until, like, I want to say about 7-8 months ago. I got invited to this redneck field party. Here I am, out in the middle of this field, drinking, getting all crazy. First of all, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like one of those redneck field parties. They are crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. Like with the kegs and stuff.
I mean, I show up and these girls are literally in their underwear mud wrestling. Right? I don't even know them. This girl, Krista, her bra gets ripped off, and so she like gets up. She's like, naked, right? I can see boob, right? She gets up and she walks over to me. She says, "Hi, I'm Krista," and gives me a hug with nothing on. I'm like, "Oh, I'm Sean. It's nice to meet you." That just to put an idea of what this thing's like. Anyhow, I meet this guy, right? His name's Bailey. I sit down and start talking to him. We're talking all night, right? We're like the same person. We're talking about how we love the show Archer, love Breaking Bad was a great show.
Yeah.
Talking about sports and everything. He's a year above me. He's a year older than me. He went to Damascus. So I'm start talking about football. I asked him, if he played youth football. He said, "Yeah, I played for Damascus." I said, "Oh, okay." So, I'm thinking back on it. I said, "Well, what position did you play?" And he said, "Actually, I played both sides. I played right tackle on offense and right tackle on defense." And then it occurred to me that I played left tackle on offense and left tackle on defense. And I looked at him and I went, "Oh my God, dude, you have no idea, do you?" And he said, "What?" And I said, and that's when I told him the story about how I look people in the eyes and everything. And then one day I'm playing Damascus and I look this kid in the eyes and he just looks at me and he sees where this is going and his eyes get all big and wide open. He's like, "Oh my God, dude, I remember you."
So did you guys fuck afterwards?
Yeah, we did. I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. That's where that
I
story.
think you should have brought Kevin to one of these parties.
that story's going. I'm 8 months pregnant.
So Alec just got on. When he joins, just everyone be quiet. I'm just gonna talk about some story about him getting pegged.
All right. Yep. Sounds good.
So I'm gonna kind of turn a little bit. So obviously, last podcast we learned quite a bit about Sean and all of his wonderful stories and issues.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, the audience really doesn't know much about Tim because he's brand new to the podcast, so we can kind of see what Tim's all about. Actually, wait. Before we do that, go ahead and add Alec.
Yeah, it looks like he's ready.
What about the peg?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, I'm doing it now.
I'm going to try to eat an M&M quietly.
Yeah, so when I walked through the door, I just see Alec on all fours and this huge fat bitch getting just absolutely pegging Alec balls deep. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And yeah, I kind of just walked out and like for a week straight, all I would see is Alec just kind of crab walking everywhere he went. It was really weird.
Yeah,
you have anything to add to that, Antonio?
Yeah, I think I remember. I don't think there was just one of them.
I think it was Antonio.
I think we passed the other one on the way out.
There's just a bunch of ugly chicks walking around with
that story. Are we?
Oh, Alec! Hey, I didn't know you joined.
Oh shoot, is he here?
Oh my God!
Oh, I guess it's time to leave, guys.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. No, so what we were. So we were just talking about you, Alec. Anyways, no. So no, we're gonna start talking about Tim because he's kind of new to this. So who the fuck are you, Tim?
I don't really know where to start. So let's start with let's do a little Q&A. Let's get some questions from you guys.
Okay.
Let's start with.
They're all gonna be sus.
Okay. All right. What? How many pores do you have in your face?
Google acceptable
Well,
amounts.
you can do square inch if you want. We can just estimate it.
Oh God.
Yeah, Tim, can you please go count the number of pores in 1 square inch of your
real
face?
quick.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Yeah.
There's about 28.
Can you say that again?
Dang, that's kind of hot.
28.
28.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's good health. That's good skin care.
Alright, wait, how many square inches is your face?
Probably like.
That's a very accurate measurement for you.
Answer the question, Tim.
I'd say it's actually about like 36.
36 square inches?
Sean, did you just rip ass again?
About.
No, dude, there's no fucking way to pick that up. That was
Hey, Tim, you have 1,064 pores.
It's pretty good.
God damn.
Who's
Dude,
next?
I have 2 on my entire face.
Yeah,
All
we can
right,
clearly see
so
them both.
we're
Alright.
asking Timmy questions in order for us to explain like who he is.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I have
Okay, I've got a
1,054
question. Timmy, are you a Guido?
Yes, I am. That's why I find that I am allowed to call Antonio a Guido all the time. When I get looks from you, wine.
Yeah, and then Alec
He's a
is
Guido.
like a fake Italian and keeps trying to say that he is, and he has.
I'm
like,
a quarter Italian.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
more
sure.
Italian than anything else.
Alec. What does fangula mean?
I don't know. I'm not Italian.
Next question.
Pardon.
What was that?
Pardon. I would say pardon because of my cough. I don't have anything to say.
Tim, what is the measurement of your biceps? How big is it?
Roughly, I'd say about.
4 inches.
He's flexing right now, I can tell.
I can
Oh
smell
my
it.
God.
Yeah, I actually am.
Got
I
him.
can smell it.
I'd put it around like 14 inches, honestly.
Ooh.
No, we're talking about
Hey,
your
Tim, what is your
bicep, Tim,
girth?
not you know what.
See, do you know how I get my penis 14 inches? I
That
fold
was-
it in half.
God damn
Hey,
it.
Sam, remember when I told you that joke?
Well, you remember when you didn't say it in this podcast before I did?
Yeah,
so
well,
that was my
maybe I didn't
joke.
want to interrupt somebody with a penis joke. Sorry.
Penis jokes are well inclined to be interruptions.
PP.
My pea shooters are about 1 inch in diameter.
So it's good to see this podcast is going better than, the ones before it.
Dude,
It was
honestly,
going great until you got here.
I mean, it was doing great, yeah, until you joined.
Yeah, it kind of was, honestly.
Damn.
not to be racist or anything, but Asian people.
God damn it.
Oh, shit. All right, next question. Man.
Tim, how old were you when you saw your first squirrel?
I was not expecting.
I was not expecting squirrel.
How old am I?
Wait, what did you just say to me right now?
But how old am I right now?
Uh,
I haven't seen a squirrel yet.
He is a squirrel.
Alec is in the GM. Oh no, this is the GM. In the chat. In the whatever you call this.
Do you remember when Alec had that shirt
The interwebs.
that we all misinterpreted saying, I have squirrel AIDS?
Oh my God. My mom got me that shirt, and then I told her I wouldn't wear it anymore, and she was so heartbroken over it. It was all because of you assholes.
My friends made fun of me. I'm not wearing it anymore.
I'm never wearing this again. I'm out. This is why I have squirrel AIDS.
Oh my God.
Why'd
remember
you buy me this stupid shirt?
Well,
No, my
that's,
friends think I have
Remember when we
squirrel
got
AIDS?
when we got Alec that shirt at Sweek that said Molly Percocet, and I don't think he's worn it once.
Ooh,
God,
I never
I'm
saw that. Dude,
Of course
can I have
not.
that?
Dude, who's Molly Percocet?
Dude, can I get a bottle and wear it to the gym?
Just kind of a bitch.
who said that?
Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Sam?
Yeah, that
oh
was
my
right before
God.
Sweek.
That was the funniest thing ever.
He was like
is
dead ass.
Molly Percocet.
So Alec, how was dinner with Antonio's sister?
Dude, stop that.
Oh, it was really good. We went to Red Bull. It's some Asian.
That's a drink, stupid.
You went to an energy drink. What the fuck?
Bro, literally inside of an energy drink can.
Just a giant tin can.
Okay, I see. You guys thought I said Red Bull, when in fact I said Red Bowl.
Oh, it's a bowl.
Oh, you don't know how to
been
fucking
there.
speak English.
Wait, that's still the energy drink. That's the same thing.
Yeah, you said Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Alec, can you please pronounce it like phonetically?
Yeah, can you just use the King's English here?
Oh man, what am I, Euro trash, Sean? No.
If you're Italian, then you are.
Ooh, snap. You gotta pick one now, Alec.
Well, you guys told me I wasn't, so.
Oh,
Alright,
so
fine,
Alex
we'll make
wrong
the
again.
choice
We
for
say
you.
all the time.
We eat energy beverage.
I guess Sean's Russian now.
No, that was his Italian accent.
Actually,
Dude.
that was my Swedish.
Wait, so I want to continue the questions for Tim.
Right, yeah. Why don't we just say what we know Tim to be?
Wait, I just want to.
It's gonna be a bunch of
Okay, yeah, fuck whatever
trash.
Sam has to say. Let's just say, Tim, I think, why the fuck aren't you a dad yet?
Well, you see, coat hangers are great.
Holy moly.
Dude, they're the life's greatest.
I hate when that happens, man. Fucking coat hangers.
Yeah, they just.
Always getting away, dude.
You
Fuck
should
yeah, I hate-
fall.
I hate-
Off
when
your
I'm
clothes and in
pregnant-
your girl.
I hate when
Wait,
I'm-
are you talking about like?
You guys
Are
are
you talking about
Okay.
clothes? Are you talking about
This
clothes
is
hangers being
bad.
like cock blocks, or are we talking about?
Talking like Plan C.
Oh, that's like playing W.
That's playing X.
No,
I
it's
Not on Tim's
Maybe
plan.
for some men it's playing C.
It's plan A for me, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you just jump right to that after everything else fails. It's a little fucked up.
No, just the morning after plan A. Just that is
Just-
the
Alright,
first
sorry.
Just,
Put a washcloth in there.
Just,
So, is this what this
babe,
chat's converted
babe, I think I'm pregnant. Well, alright, I'll go get the coat hanger.
Don't
I
you
guess-
worry.
This is
Probably
not
why they
going to
always look at
age
me.
well.
to? That's probably why they always look at me funny at TJ Maxx when they ask if I want to keep the hangers. And I say yes. Like, what do you need?
You
This
sick
is
fuck.
a T-shirt.
Personal
You're gonna be-
consumption.
Yeah, wait, how am I
You
supposed to
shit up in
hang
the
this up?
closet?
I'm not spending more money to buy a
All
coat.
right, so
Sean, are you trying to convince me that when you buy T-shirts at TJ Maxx and ask to keep the hangers, that they just assume that you are performing abortions and also that you shop at TJ Maxx when you're
Well,
a person that performs abortions?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, cool. Just making sure.
all right now? I know Timmy so much better.
I'm
I
actually
think we've already
through,
learned a
through all
lot
of
about.
that. I'm actually anti-abortion. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pro-abortion. I think it should be mandatory.
Actually.
Ah, just on my toe.
I
man, the
assume
Chinese-
you
the
are
Chinese
pro
gotta figure it out.
abortion at least.
Are you having a boy
Children
or an abortion?
abortion. Abortion.
Did you just say, are you having a boy or an abortion?
Yeah, no such thing. I'm also quoting Borat.
Oh my god.
Oh right, yes. All right, so let's see. Timmy, don't you want to? Okay, where are you going to school right now? You're going to school, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to FCC. What FCC?
All right, good talk. All right,
Oh!
Oh yeah. Well, what are you studying to be? What are you studying to do?
I just forgot half his question.
I
I
was.
study exercise
Thought he-
science. and,
Yeah, I thought he'd elaborate that on his own.
I thought you were
Alright,
going to build
Brazil,
off the
hold
question.
your hand.
Dude,
But
I realized that you're not
sometimes-
going to school because you don't know how to speak English.
well, that's funny because I am, and I still don't.
Red
Nice.
Bull.
Oh, I'm Jared. I'm 19.
So,
I never learned how to fucking read.
yeah, I study exercise science, same as Brady. We're in
Hey.
cahoots with to better themselves, like Sean, but he takes a lot of horse testosterone, and Alec, but he's hopeless.
Bullshark.
But I'm hopeless. All right.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to
Indeed.
better myself, so that's why he didn't
You don't
include
need to
me.
better yourself. You're beautiful the way you are, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Tim, stop. We're recording.
Aw, shut.
Jeez.
Dude, what about me? Am I not trying to better myself?
Okay,
We've
yeah.
had a groin injury for the last
Stop.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear it's about to be healed.
Dude, I can't wait for this to be healed. 2 years
Dude,
later,
it's only been like...
I think it's almost there.
Dude, it hasn't been 2
Yeah,
years.
goes for a full sprint before it's healed. Oh, I heard it again.
Oh my gosh. All right. So let's see. What are your plans after college, Tim?
Kissing,
All
man.
right, so I'm gonna go into the Coast Guard. You know, good thing Jonah's not here. He'd talk our heads off about the Air Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go into the Coast Guard, officer can school. If I haven't messed up my grades too much,
Nice.
either after 4 years of maritime enforcement, which is basically being just a sea cop,
Yeah.
if I really like it, you know, I'll come out. It'll be on my resume, and I really long term want to open a gym. If somebody who's great would be interested in doing that with me.
Hell yes. That's my.
Get up, Brady.
That's my dream.
What?
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about that sort of thing though. So fuck it.
I mean,
Fuck me.
you collab with a couple more guys. You know, you get some guys that are, you know, big on business and whatnot. You know, you get the right brains together. You know, it's not the world's hardest task to do something like
Just
that.
like-
I know plenty of people that want to open gyms. And
There was a guy that
have
actually
different interests.
There was a guy that came into work who was opening a gym. He used the stall mats we sell. He wanted to order like, I think it was like 40 pallets of them. It was like he wanted like 2,000 square feet of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Did he
So he
want
ordered a
horse
ton
gym?
of them, and he was using them for the gym.
Nice.
But
Which
yeah,
I thought was pretty interesting because I didn't know people used them for that.
yeah. So there's a lot of people, especially in the Marines, like with the infantry, that plan on, you know, getting like a business major or associates in business and doing like their own gym, just because they have that like military expertise beside their name. They think like, oh, people will want to go to my gym, and I think it's
I mean,
a
more
pretty
the
intriguing
training.
idea, honestly.
Yeah, that's basically my brother.
Yeah, your brother just got out of OCS not too long ago, right?
Yeah, he's a basic now.
Oh, that's good.
Branch is your brother in again?
What was that?
Branch is your brother in again?
He's in the
Eats
Marines.
crayons.
He's a
Yeah.
second lieutenant.
Oh, that tells me everything.
Yes,
I
sir.
need to know.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah, but I
lieutenant
eat
in the Marines.
Oh, autistic. So.
USMC.
Yo.
Brady, what's your favorite flavored crayon?
Oh, dude. Oh, man. I don't know if we have enough time to fit that kind of context into a podcast.
Mine's
get
school
that.
bus yellow.
School bus
All
yellow,
the
I don't know.
nuances.
It's a little tangy for me, Antonio.
Yeah, I understand that. I like it though.
I
Arctic-
kinda
I
like-
Arctic White, but it's a little spicy.
Yeah, white's a little spicy. I would probably.
Dandelion.
I'm kind of more of an exotic guy, and I like to go with indigo.
Mm.
Really don't know what it tastes like, but it tastes exotic, and I like that.
It tastes like blue, dude.
It's kind of annoying sometimes. I won't get crayons in my MRE, so I kind of have to like improvise, and I always keep a spare 24 pack on me to share with the boys.
He's doing his.
You guys are really
Okay. One question:
You guys think
Crayola or Rosart?
Crayola,
Oh, get that
bro.
Crayola.
Rosart shit out of
Ew,
here.
no. If you,
Oh
if you
no, we
eat
got real
Rosart,
discussion out of this. What?
if you eat Rosart, you're dead to me.
Yeah, I had a teacher I remember in elementary school used to say that Rosart made better crayons because Crayola didn't
Doesn't.
focus specifically on crayons. They did all art stuff, whereas Rosart focused more on just crayons. And I looked at her and I said, "Look here, all right? Look here, cunt.
Listen here,
I'm like
cunt.
6 years old. I'm like 6 years old, and your brain is already physically a quarter the size of mine. Get the hell out of here. I'm not listening to a damn word you say for the rest of this year. fuck you.
I am the teacher now.
And now I
think that summarizes most of Sean's school experience, right?
Yeah. Who else used to Who else used to just hog down glue back in the day?
I never did that when I was younger.
I tried it a few times. I was like, why the fuck do kids do this?
It didn't intrigue me as much as it does most people.
What are we talking about?
Like, I can chow down on some crayons and, like, maybe a pencil every now and then, but...
Love me some
Tide
lead
Pods.
filling.
I always did a little pencil gnawing,
I
See, with pen caps.
I also, something was in my eye. I think this was 3rd grade. Something was in my eye. And, I had the bright idea of squirting some hand sanitizer in there and try and clean it out.
No way.
Yeah, I was struggling. I was struggling for, like, a couple days there. That was,
Animal.
And the teacher was just looking at me the whole time like, what the fuck did you just do?
I remember like junior year of high school, I tried to swallow a pretzel stick whole, and because I was bored in class, and there was this attractive girl sitting next to me, and I thought, that would woo her, and I mean, it got a laugh, yeah, it got a laugh out of her, but nonetheless, it was about 3/4 of the way down when I realized, it's not going any deeper, and then I realized that it's not coming out. So I started choking. Right, it was like hardcore, like in the middle of class. I'm like, do you remember in Spider-Man, like the OG one with the Green Goblin?
Yes.
Osborn. Remember when he's getting the stuff put into him?
Yes.
When he's in the chamber.
It's just like a full tantrum.
Yeah, and he's like, we have to go back to formula. Yeah, and,
back to formula.
that was me in class with a 6-inch long pretzel stick jammed down my throat.
What kind of pretzel stick? Wait, if we talking about like the thick
one of those, like,
we're talking about one of them like footlongs.
Jesus Christ.
No, it was like the ones that there were like 100 of them that came in a little box, like that you have with your lunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's about 6 inches, I'd say.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, but I ended up having to reach my whole hand down my throat and pull it out manually. I would have died.
And this girl you were just trying to woohoo was just watching you the whole time.
Yeah, she was laughing.
She's laughing at you.
She's just pointing and laughing. She's like, "Oh, this kid's stupid."
This fucking idiot's choking on a pretzel stick.
She texted me afterwards. She was like, "Hey, can I get your number?" That was a great time.
She texted you asking for your number?
No.
Damn, dude, that's
first. She asked for my number first, and then I gave it to her, and then she said, "Hey, I had a great time in class today. We should do it again sometime."
Just joke.
Yeah, it turns out she's like a dominatrix.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, you fucking children.
Okay. I would do alcohol smoke it, so I'm not old enough to drink it.
Oh my god. Well.
So we have the... Oh, never mind.
So what else have we talked about?
We talked about nostalgia games.
Alec, what are your nostalgia games?
Oh my gosh. So I remember getting a PlayStation 2. This was my first gaming console. I gotten it for Christmas from my grandparents. And with it came with that package where it, came with a couple games. And I remember my PlayStation 2 came with Sly Cooper 3.
I fucking told you guys!
Antonio was just sitting there in such anticipation for him to say this.
He's on the edge of his seat.
Oh no, it came with Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That game was so great.
I remember buying, I think, Star Wars, the The Clone Wars 2.
Battlefront 2, you
Oh
mean?
no, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yes, thank you, Sam.
Battlefront 1 was
And then
also
If Jonah was here,
a couple of the OG Medal of Honor games.
Ooh, I love
Yeah,
those.
oh,
Honor
yeah.
Frontline.
Oh yeah, I remember I was in like high school and I had played basically just the third Sly Cooper. Whoa, how many? Let's see.
There's 3.
The original there was 3,
And then
but
they
there
made
was
one
like
on the PS3.
yes, yeah, I think there was
They did?
4 or 5, but the
No, I think
original
there's
3
only
for the
4.
PS2. And I remember playing the PlayStation, the third one like over and over and over again so many times when I was younger. And then I went to GameStop and in the horrible like bargain bin,
Yeah.
I scrounged up both 1 and 2, and I remember playing through all of it, getting the whole story, and it was pretty freaking awesome. It was pretty gratifying.
Yeah, honestly,
that was nice.
Honestly, I had so much fun. I played Ratchet and Clank. Like going back to like the childhood forced friends. I would have one of those, and like that's where I like kind of found out from Ratchet and Clank. I played the crap out of that game. I played oh man, I used to play like the tournament modes and like the Maddens. I'd play like car games like Gran Turismo. I played like the crap out of those.
Yes,
Great.
I had Gran Turismo 4.
Yeah, I think Gran Turismo 3. So I got grounded one time, and my dad's like, "Okay, you can't play video games for a week." And I remember you could like hire a driver in that game. So I would just hire a driver and watch my driver win the races, and I'm like, I'm not playing. Totally outsmarted my dad.
Nice.
I remember
man.
in like 5th grade, I'd go over to Alex's house after school, and we played this game called Black
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
on the PlayStation 2. And I remember that game being impossible when I was younger. Like, we never got past the first level.
Oh my god, yeah, that was like a super. It was funny. It was like this super hardcore, gritty, like war first-person shooter, and it was just like so hardcore. And I remember just playing as a little kid, and because like it was relatively difficult, and just as a totally inept child, just not being able to like pass a first mission, but I just play it over and over and over again because I enjoyed even that.
Yeah, I remember switching off like every time we died, and you'd be like,
yes,
yeah. And I got the game recently on the Xbox because they made it like backwards compatible from the original Xbox.
Right? Yeah.
That game is so easy.
Oh,
yeah. Like I'm sitting there playing it, and I was like, why did I have such a problem with this game?
Oh yes. Oh, that's so good.
But I remember we got pretty far in it once, but your PlayStation didn't have a memory card, I don't think.
Oh, that was the worst, dude. Like either your
just,
memory
like,
card would break.
Never.
Either your memory card would break, or like you didn't have enough space on it, and you had to like leave the game to get more space on it, but you couldn't do that.
Right. Yeah. I just remember being a little kid and just like all of that stuff just being too complicated for my pea brain.
Yeah.
I remember racing games being hard because I never understand the physics
Yeah, I would
of how
never-
to brake and turn at the same time.
I would never end up
Brake before
saving.
turning.
I would never end up like saving the game. I just end up playing like the first race over and over again. It was so, but yeah. All right, so I think we've just about hit the time. We got like 5 minutes till we hit an hour. So do we want to like add anything else to it?
Oh,
You could just say Alex's name. Like
Alec.
No,
Oh God, please.
Did you guys ever like play video games with your dad when you were younger?
Yes.
Oh, I played Madden with my dad.
Yes, my dad and I would play fucking NHL 2001, and I'd kick his ass. It was so much fun.
My dad would play Racing 3, and he actually understand how to drive. Because, I was like 5, and I was like, how do you do this?
My dad didn't really play video games.
He just
Yeah,
whipped
the
me
only
with a
game-
belt.
The only game my dad ever played with me was
Brady?
What?
Shoot, what the hell? What was the name of it? I just had it like 10 seconds ago. Oh, Burnout Revenge.
Oh,
so-
Burnout.
yeah.
Burnout 3.
dude.
Burnout 3. I forgot about
Yeah.
that one. That is my ultimate nostalgia game. Burnout.
Yeah.
Yep. Great games. We used to play
Played
that
it during the
we used to play-
summer.
We used to play the Crash Party.
Oh, my goodness.
And you'd have to try to crash a car into an intersection, and make as much damage as possible. My dad enjoyed that.
I think I said on like I think I said it on like maybe that was the first podcast, but I used to play NASCAR all the time with my brother.
Yes.
And we would just drive backwards on the racetracks and just run to the other cars as fast as possible and cause the biggest accidents. It was the most satisfying thing ever. And then my dad would just come and he's like, "Why are you guys driving on the wrong side of the truck? There's no how you play the game."
That's what I used to do. My brothers and I used to play Mario Kart 64. And
you had an N64?
Yeah, I still have one. It's up in my room.
Same.
Yeah. And I used to go backwards on the map, right? I get the boosts or whatever. In that game, if you hit somebody, you could like break the game if you hit them hard enough. And I remember you could knock people like up on the walls and stuff, and they'd just be frozen, and they wouldn't be brought back into the game. So if you did it enough, you could just get everybody up there, and then you're just the only person racing anymore. Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah, that was a big nostalgia game for me.
Yeah. Sean actually completed the game very recently at my house on my Nintendo 64.
That's true. I had to do it again. I had to do it to him.
You know, we had to do it to him.
I remember you having the mini games every time you had to play one. I'm pretty sure it took you 2 days on all of them.
Dude, those would cheat so bad. It was the worst one was trying to use the crocodile to steer the beavers into that little hole.
Yeah, that was the fucking worst one. Or swatting the flies.
That's the fly. I mean, that one though, you can get like a trend. You can get used to it. Yeah. I guess there's like it repeats itself, you know. And once you get into that, yes, pattern. That was the word. Thank you.
Hold on, Sean. So the one that I could never like figure out and beat was the one where you're like on a minecart or whatever, and there's like it's like that fat ass Chunky Kong. Or avoid that barrel. I could never beat that.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one was hard. I got pretty good at it though when I'm older. That was one I think when you're young, it's like huge, very difficult. Am I still in this chat? Because I don't hear anything. So
yes,
we're just listening to your story.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that one. I think that was one of the things. I think that was one of the ones when you're a kid. It's like the hardest thing in the world, but then you grow up and you drink a beer and you look at it and you're like, you know what? I was just retarded back then.
Yeah. I look at a lot of things that way, unfortunately, as I've grown older.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why am I still friends with the guy? Like, I was retarded.
Like the beginning of Ghostbusters, like the OG Ghostbusters that used to scare the poop out of me.
Yes, exactly.
The librarian.
Like being scared of the Bermuda Triangle when I was younger.
Do we like live the same life?
I think we did.
Well, I mean, we're all friends, so I mean, to a degree, yeah.
Is your name Antonio too?
Yeah.
No, my name's Kevin.
My name is.
My name's Kevin.
My name's Ed.
I don't know who special is.
All right. So with that being said, we've pretty much hit our time here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and close it out.
Alrighty.
All right. See you later. Alec.
Yo, is it over?
So anyways, thank you for listening to this podcast. This is the third one. Again, we're still working on not being shitty. We're going to try and come up with some topics instead of just kind of improving off of everything, but hopefully it gets better, and so does Mike's Sean's mic. Yeah.
Still that bad?
Dog, you need to invest in the mic, dude.
I heard you pull your dick out.
It literally sounds like there's a train driving right behind you.
Is it like that at all times?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
But anyways, with that being said, thank you again for listening. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and
follow us on SoundCloud.
At
underscore.
Follow my vlog channel. T-Skash vlogs.
Yeah. Follow me on MySpace at BigChunkyBoy33. And yeah. Bye.
Follow my Minecraft Let's Play account.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.